Hello everybody and welcome to Attic Mutants. My name is Danger Mouse and today we're playing more Gwent, as we often do. Today the deck that we're going to be looking at is just a little something I threw together tonight. This is a consume deck entitled Greed is Good. Cool, so let's just get into the deck very quickly before we go ahead and get into a couple of games. As you may expect from a consume deck, this is built around the consume mechanic, which is essentially eating your own monsters to buff other monsters. So this comes from the Unseen Elder leader, so he consumes 3 allies and strengthens himself, and he's a gold, so he can't be touched unless he's shackled or debombed. Now, just briefly in terms of strategy, we're going to be looking at getting these guys out for round 1, the Arrakis Behemoth, as every time something is consumed, they spawn an Arrakis, which will in turn pull all of these Arrakis from the deck, thereby getting some good deck thinning. In order to do that, we've got these Harpies, which spawn eggs, which buff people up when they are consumed. We've got some Vran warriors who consume units continually every couple of turns, getting some really nice meaty power there. And we've also got some Ekimaras who consume and then gain resilience, so that should be some nice carryover should we get into some trouble. Also on the consume family, we've got Regis Higher Vampire as one of our golds, so he looks at 3 random bronze units from our opponent's deck and consumes 1, so that can be some nice disruption as well, provided they don't have Vicavarian medics and are playing Nilfgaard. Should hopefully be a really good play if we can get that off in the first couple of turns. In terms of other golds, we're also running Caretaker, just because he's a really nice card. You essentially get to resurrect anything that isn't a gold from your opponent. We've got Igni for a little bit of control, since this deck is pretty much lacking any other form of control other than the Fiend, who locks and damages an enemy. And we're running Gales so that we can pull our silvers and golds as we need them. So other silvers, we're running Crones, obvious deck thinning, about 20 power, in fact exactly 20 power, so that's really cool. Is it? Yes, it is exactly 20 power. Don't be silly, I can count. We're running Katakan to consume a unit from either graveyard. That's mostly to play around Queensguard, who aren't seeing that much play this patch, which I'm quite surprised about because they're quite a greedy deck, and the meta hasn't sort of settled down into control just yet, at least I really hope not, or we're sort of screwed. But he'll do some nice consuming. And then the big finisher in this deck is the Grave Hag. So after 1 turn, consume all units in your graveyard. Now, this should hopefully be really buffed up if we can get good purchase off the Arrakis. And also the Neckers, who synergize with consume very well as well. Sort of forgot to mention that these little guys, often forgotten in the world of Gwent, but they buff themselves every time something is consumed. And then sort of they have a Death Wish effect, which is basically Death Rattle for any Hearthstone players, where they'll play another Necker from our deck. So that's a nice bit of a carryover going into the next round as well. So without further ado, let's get into some games. This is incredibly greedy, but I've played around with a couple of matches and it seems to still work pretty well. So let's see what we can do.
It is how I punish those who irritate me.
I said we weren't going to run into any control, but clearly I'm mistaken. I think this might be our downfall. Some of you may have also noticed that we're currently... oh, blimey. This is not a good deck. Not a good draw, rather. Let's put a Necker back. Let's put the Arrakis back. And other than that, we're looking okay. I don't really want a chance pulling out any other Crones. And he's probably going to try and lock the Arrakis Behemoth. So this can be fine. Let's put a Vran warrior back. Okay, we got Gales. That's even nicer as finisher. So yeah, we are running 27 cards rather than 25 cards. That's just how I wanted to run this. So first things first, let's get the Solano Harpy out and hope he doesn't lock the eggs up.
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
Okay, so right off the bat, that's not something that's particularly fun. Frost is going to... it's going to take on the lowest unit on the row, so we're going to need to consume that really quickly without getting the Arrakis Behemoth out, which is sort of a shame. But let's put the Vran Warrior down and eat it. So we're looking at about 20 value now. That's still pretty decent for turn 2. Interesting. I don't think I've actually ever played against this before. Never played against this deck. But so he's using Redanian Knights.
I've had men killed for
He's now going to lock our Vran and our Arrakis Behemoth. Excellent. So that's a lot of stuff wasted for this round. Oh, isn't that perfect? I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and eat our Vran Warrior for turn 2. Hope that doesn't get locked.
I've no interest in politics.
Interesting. This is going terribly straight off the bat. Absolutely terribly. We're going to have to pass there on even cards, and he's going to take the round. So we've got a 3 power carryover. Good lord, this is awful. So, maybe there is control being played. I'm probably slightly late to the consume party, but... oh well. Live and learn, as they say. Live and learn. I don't want to...
As you wish, milady.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we're going to have to Crones this turn. This is deck thinning, because we don't want to draw any of them next time. Now, I really should have probably run some weather clearing. But can we eat anything good? Not particularly. We'll save that for now. I think actually we should get the Arrakis Behemoth out. And then we can eat something with Katakan.
I'll never be imprisoned again.
Let's Katakan it up. What are we going to eat? What's the highest value we can eat? Actually, it's a crone. And here come the Arrakis. So that's looking kind of good.
Long live, etc., etc.
Let's now play a Necker. It's going to reset the Necker, which is unfortunate. Oh man, it didn't proc the Death Wish when it got banished. We're so screwed. So unbelievably screwed. We have to keep playing because he's just going to pressure us entirely.
Ah, mean they've not forgotten me. That's nice.
Blimey. Okay, I'm going to say we should Ekimara. Eat the Katakan. And I think we need to lead her as well.
That's Cellmate Tower.
It's not the best Unseen Elder I've ever seen, but it's not too bad either. Essentially, he's just not going to take for weather. So the question is he going to play anything else? We're 1 down, but we've got quite a lot of power. Ah, fantastic. Okay. Gonna have to Gales then.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
And, ooh, Regis High Vampire is quite nice. Wonder if Fiend might be a bit better. No, let's Regis High Vampire. We'll pop him on this throw. Ah! So he's got no bronze units left. Interesting. Very interesting.
A grave error.
He's put down 9 units to win. But then we're going to lose the Grave Hag. I'm going to be risky. I'm going to... Oh, that's so annoying. I don't think we have any win conditions left in our deck. This is terrible. But I'm going to pass. I hope that he doesn't play
Thank you.
anything.
That was very kind.
Okay. I'm so disappointed in myself right now. I'm so disappointed in myself. I guess that's what we get for playing Consume too late. I'm gonna get controlled, and it's gonna suck.
Of course, friend.
Nat's tie cellmate tower.
Whatever that means. Okay, so we're into game 2. Forget the last game ever happened. It's not real. It didn't happen. Now, Katakan in hand is excellent against King Bran, because I'm pretty certain we're going to come up against Queen's Guard. So we're going to try and eat that as soon as it comes in. I think this is probably the hand we want to go with. I'm not certain if we want anything else, really. No, I think we're good. I think we're going to do very well here. Let's, so, he's going first. Please King Bran first so we can mess up your day. And then keep playing the game after we eat.
Or me!
It's boring just standing here.
Queen's Guard! There we go. Okay, Katakan, do your thing. Nom 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 nom. What do you have to say to that, sir? He probably has other win conditions. He's probably running a discard hybrid, as most people are. His one is slightly different to mine. It's slightly more offensive because he's running these raiders. So they summon them. They resurrect themselves as soon as they're discarded. I don't know how I feel about them because they're quite low power. They're quite nice and cheap. But yeah, I'm not sure. Just don't know really how I feel about it. It's nowhere near as powerful as, say, a skirmisher, but that does require you resurrect it.
Praise be the bravest.
Obviously, he's going to need to play them because... well, because he's got no Queen's Guard left. And we are probably going to Caretaker very soon, so he doesn't summon the other one. For the time being, let's just Harpy Egg. We would really want to get those Arrakis out. Want to get our stacking going.
Pansy.
Okay, we did that a bit late. We'll just save the Caretaker for next round. It's fine. And let's consume an egg. There we go. Lovely, lovely. What do you got up your sleeve? I'm expecting an Igni. Could possibly be running Lacerate. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Well, that's easy. Let's just lock it. Stops the Hjalmar from going off. That was rather unfortunate, wasn't it, sir? No.
Wow.
Hjalmar's such a risky card. I don't think he realizes what we've done, though. Because he's... okay, no, he did the right thing. That's fine. Now the question is, do we want even more power? Do we want a Crohn's? I think we want to save Crohn's for the next time. Do we want a leader? Well, leadering in this scenario wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I don't see what could be wrong about this. Let's
The gate
go here.
must be
Consume that
secure.
boy. Consume that boy. And consume that boy. So we're just eating everybody in our entire family. Maybe that was a mistake to say. We're eating our own board. That's a lot better. Just got a lot of spiders now. Should really play the game so I can work out what they are. Are they spiders or are they plants? Or are they a mixture of both? I don't know. I don't know, nothing. Right, so we're neckering it up. Hopefully we won't get Madra MJ.
Now! All together! Now! All
I
together!
don't really care about these sheer Mardens. Kind of glad they got their volume turned down, because they were ear-splittingly loud before. Okay, so what's the play now? What's the play now, man? Maybe we need to Vran Warrior again. Yeah, let's Vran Warrior here. thereby buffing all the neckers in our deck and providing some tasty power. Excellent. That is just peachy right there. So we'll take that round, thank you. Now, should we pressure for this round? Because we can just ruin his Queen's Guard. I think we should ruin the Queen's Guard. I think that should be our priority, and then we can just see what he does from here. Yeah, we'll ruin the Queen's Guard with the Caretaker. Gotta hold on to Gales for that mythical Grave Hag draw. But first of all, this is why you should always run Caretaker if you're playing monsters. Purely so you can just mess with Queen's Guard. So now he's got one Queen's Guard left. And he forfeited because he realised his deck was worthless. That's what it's about, man. Those small tech choices to counter one specific deck. That's what you do. That's what you do. Right, I think we can probably play one more. I think we can crank one out.
We do what must be done.
Okay, that's interesting.
The gate must be secure.
So we're up against a mulligan deck. I see a lot of this going around. Everyone keeps
Watch
trying to make
and
it
learn.
work, but
Let the dance begin.
I'm not convinced it's actually a good thing to do. Now this is bullshit. This is terrible. I can't get our Arrakis out. I should have held on to one, really. I didn't look at the deck. Oh dear. Okay, first things first. I'm gonna play a Harpy Egg. I think we're gonna run a Regis because they're gonna have the dreaded, I think it's Vryhead Officer, Vryhead Brigade, something like that. The one that buffs up every time they mulligan. Now, I'm pretty certain we can beat this deck. It's got a lot of counters, and it's very conditional on getting all your mulligans off, and then drawing the right cards. It's possible I spoke too soon. But let's eat something anyway. I don't care about no Ragnarok. There we go. Vanguard, that's what I was looking for. Awesome. So, unfortunately, we are sitting in Ragnarok. That's a really nasty first play. Especially because it's going to make the whole round last.
We do what must be done.
I'm almost tempted just to go to the next round because we haven't got any way to clear this. And on our turn, it's going to... Oh, look, it's going to kill a Harpy Egg. Fabulous. That's just amazing. Know what? Let's Ekimara. Let's just eat that and go into the next round. We're probably gonna lock it. Make him lose a card, I suppose. He's got to gain 9 points, which he can do super easily. Yeah, I don't like having Ragnarok in play. That's why greedy decks aren't so good. That's why my Skelliger is so much better.
Kind dies.
Because I tech. I've got a Grimace at least in there. If he passes now, it's a draw, which would be really foolish. So he's going to go -1 on us, but he's still going to have plenty of cards to play with. If he had a lock, he should lock the Ekimara. That's just common sense right there.
There. Now let them dangle a while.
Or do that. That works. But is he going to pass now? Yes. Okay. All right. I don't feel overly bad about this. I don't feel overly bad about that. We've had an unexpected Ragnarok. Right, now we're gonna have to play that Arrakis to deal with the Deck staining issues. I don't think we should get rid of anything here. I think it's just a little bit risky. Right. Let's go ahead and lock this ambush.
Manticore venom should
Or
do
not,
the trick.
apparently. So I've been wondering whether that happens before deploy resolves. Apparently it does.
Hi there! Come
That's
here!
useful to know. Absolutely. They're going to ride us hard this round, so let's get the Arrakis out. Gravehag's not going to be nearly as useful at the end now, which is a pity. That's a crying shame. I think we're going to have to really dump a ton of minions on him now. Where are those behemoths when you need them, man? Oh, it's frustrating. If only we'd had them in previous games. Had the same draw we had in previous games, rather. It all goes really well until you want it to go well. Right, okay, it's not so bad. Let's play the Necker. We're going to be even going into the last round, which is not ideal, obviously, but it's better than being behind, I suppose, on card advantage. And there's no point overplaying our hand. Now, Katakan's nice. Katakan's real nice. So we're gonna want to get the harpies out real quick. We're gonna want to remove them from the board real quick. And we're gonna want to be doing some consuming with our leader. Maybe we can buff the Neckers up enough. There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned, because it's gonna happen in the next like 5 minutes. Why would you go anywhere? You have no reason. Where are the Ran Warriors, actually? Are they just at the bottom of our deck? Because that is incredibly unfortunate if so. And perhaps we should have thinned our deck a little more sooner.
The time of the white frost and white light is nigh.
Yes, fogging. I mean, it sort of makes sense. Is that going to hit all of them, though? No. 1 unit. Okay. So, let's just stack stuff up on there. Then our leader can sweep in and take all the glory from those eggs.
An ill wind blows.
It doesn't bother me too much if you lock one of those. That really doesn't bother me too bad at all. So let's place the leader in the floor. Because there's no reason not to.
Secure.
And we're just gonna eat all those eggs. Fried eggs. Fantastic breakfast. That puts us well in the lead. That's kind of nice. Got some shackles it, but I'm not sure there's that much point. Yep, please do put him on that row. We want to have plenty on our graveyard before we go out. Let's Katakan it up in here. And now the highest value thing we can eat is really not that high value. For the sake of it, let's just banish more Moren. She pissed me off to no end.
Fine.
Things are looking
If
pretty
my
good.
coin's rank to ye, go kiss a dog neath its tail.
He's just buffing some dudes. That's fine. No reason to play Gales just yet. Let's Crohn's.
Soon, sisters. Very soon.
Come on, man. I want you to fill my graveyard. I want a nice, juicy grave hag. I mean, he's going to have last play, but I'm not too bothered about that.
Who am I to kill?
Now I'm slightly more bothered about that. I get the feeling he knows what's coming. Igni's not going to do anything here. Let's play Gales.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Oh, yeah, Caretaker. You can go right here. Now, we should have kept Moran. Balls. Balls to the walls. This is pretty terrible. Okay. Let's
There.
get rid of
Now
his
let them dangle
Ida.
a while.
Gonna get hit by the fog, but I think we're sufficiently high up enough for it to not matter too much. There comes the early scorch. I'm happy with that. Okay. We can't Igni, so our only hope is to play the Grave Hack. And please don't lock this.
Your tricks will not save you.
Nope, didn't lock it. Might get Igni'd. So let's return the favour. Preemptively, of course. Oh, it feels so good to burn away something like that. There we are. Alright. That's been consumed. We've just been eating the dreams of our enemies. Thank you very much for watching. Do give us a like if you like the video, and consider subscribing if you want to see more Gwent content. There's going to be plenty more on the way, I promise you. Do let us know in the comment section if you have a particular archetype or card you'd like us to discuss. I'm aware this was thrown together pretty haphazardly, so apologies about that, but I will be playing some more Consume and making it as good as I possibly can, maybe even taking it for a spin on the ladder. That would be quite nice. As I keep teasing, the Attic Mutants Gwent Academy, or the School of Gwent, whatever you want to call it, is on the way. Probably going to be looking at an August release now, if you're looking forward to that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and look out for that later. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching once again. I've been Danger Mouse, this is Attic Mutants, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!